Welcome back to Lawyers and Libations, episode 34.
Whoop! We made it.
Right? Well, I feel like now we're back on like regularly scheduled programming until the summer, at least.
After we went into the deep, dark depression of November, December, and January.
I'm just glad we made it after an evening of more sake, more sexy.
So our girlfriend, Tori, it was her birthday, and we had a huge group party over at Rebecca's house. She was doing all the yard work. She was laying pine straw.
I mean, the things I do for the people that I love. I'm so sore today. My whole body hurts.
I couldn't do yard work for a living, even a little bit, but it's just you're using muscles you don't normally use.
Well, I did. We had some guys at the house doing some work, not yard work, and they saw me, walking around with the backpack blower, and I carried like 50 bales of pine straw up the front steps. And they offered me a job. They're like, do you want to come work for us?
Will you please? And you're like, no, I don't want any part of this.
No. Yeah, it's like, just want to do this like once a year. But I should have done my yard work earlier. I saw so many snakes over the last week prepping for this party. Like, and I don't mind.
But they're still cold, so I mean, like they're moving slowly, right?
Oh yeah, well that's why I started yard work yesterday at 8:30 because I wanted, I knew I was inevitably going to find snakes because I was cleaning out under some bushes and some beds, and so I inevitably pulled one out yesterday. And I didn't realize that, and I looked down and there was a little snake, but he was cold, so he was just in his little S shape. He couldn't move.
Like, ew.
So like I picked him up with the rake and put him in the ivy, but. It's things as a girl mom that you don't have to say that I find myself screaming in my yard. None of my children are particularly scared of snakes. Ryan's terrified. So George has started playing snake pranks on people. So last weekend after we had that huge storm.
That's not going to be in her repertoire at all. Nope, not it.
So last week that huge storm came through. We didn't have power. And so Hayden and George and I went walking to try to figure out inevitably which tree fell down in the neighborhood.
Right.
And as we were walking home, there was a 2-foot long dead snake, like belly up.
Just belly up.
Oh, yeah. And he didn't have any like visible injuries. I'm sure he just drowned. So George picks him up by his tail and is just walking down the road, whipping the snake around.
E. coli. Hello, E. coli. Stop doing that, George.
He was a cute little snake. So then George takes him and curls him up on the front porch. So he's like looking in the house so that when Ryan comes downstairs, it freaks him out.
Oh my God, he's going to fucking kill George.
Well, he didn't see it. So George was like, huh. So then George took it and put it beside his car. So
what a dick.
He ran downstairs. As soon as he got out there, because we were racing to soccer, he chops its head off and like throws it in the trash can. And George is so bummed. He's like, Dad, the snake was already dead. You didn't have to kill it.
It was dead, man. You didn't have to chop off its head. That's just cruel.
And so then Sunday, I'm doing more yard work. And I see several snakes. And George comes and looks at them. And 5 minutes later, I see George running down the driveway with another dead snake, chasing Hayden with it. So I screamed,
the fuck?
George, you can stop throwing dead snakes on your sibling.
Yeah, that's not something that Adeline's ever going to do. Not even, I don't want any part of it. Well, your son last night at the More Sake, More Sexy hibachi grill thing that we did. So I went upstairs to see George, and he had on his little pajama bottoms, and I grabbed that little fanny and like pinched him. I was like, get over here, you little fucker. I love you. And he goes, Miss Sarah, I already have a girlfriend. And I go, George, you do know I'm like your other mom, right? Like your second mom. He goes, yeah, but I already have like 4 girlfriends and I don't really need another one. So if you could just, I was like...
The confidence on that kid.
I love the confidence of the 7-year-old boy that
thinks this beautiful 46-year-old woman wants to date him. He's
just going to pull 46-year-old moms left and right. He's like... You can't have me. I'm sorry. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, may he go through life like that.
Right?
I mean, he'll
as
be so
he
successful.
should.
Watch out, ladies.
God, he's so funny. So, Rebecca, you have been training for this. Besides the More Sake, More Sexy, you've actually cut back on your drinking some, which I'm not saying that you needed to at all, but you're training for something, preparing for, and it's coming up on Monday. What is it?
I'm going to be on a game show. It's called the 1% Club. So it's filming in Atlanta. So Monday is my filming day. So we'll see if I'm in the
You're getting the brain cells all back up. So
like all the, like, was it the synapses or whatever? Like I've been doing all
synapses,
yep. Doing all these. It's a logic game show. So I've been, I downloaded the New York Times puzzles. So I do those obsessively every morning.
So the first thing Rebecca says to me this morning on our way into the studio is she goes, I can't believe I drank so fucking much last night because now I lost brain cells for my game show. And I started dying laughing. I'm like, things you didn't have on your bingo card for 2025.
No. So I can't.
It's hard though, by the way. Like, so Rebecca actually gave me, like, I said, all right, well, tell me some of the questions. She gave me like 3 of them. And I was like, one, I'm like, okay. The second one, I was like, what in the fuck, man? It is not, there is nothing logical actually about it. It's like riddles.
Yeah. And
I fucking hate riddles.
And that's why I need my brain at full throttle.
Yeah.
Because, it's not like, if it were facts like Jeopardy, I think I could crush it. The logic's going to be a little tricky. But anyway, so I'll be crushing all the episodes from last year again in preparation this weekend, just to like get used to the speed and doing more New York Times games. So hopefully I'll win.
Now you'll have to sign a non-disclosure agreement, right? Mm-hmm. So if you win, you cannot tell me, but
there will be signs.
We will have a yacht, right? Can we have a yacht?
I mean, it's only $100,000 if you win. Only. I mean, obviously that's not a ton of money. That's not a yacht.
Well, no, but that's not a yacht.
No, my plan, if I win, I'm going to get a 22-foot Boston whaler with a Carolina blue bottom.
Fuck yeah. God, I love that.
Saltwater, freshwater.
All right, I'm in. All right, well, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'll have a watch party. Whenever.
I did ask you if you wanted me to come and take you, and you're like, you're not allowed in the studio. So I felt discriminated against. It was rude.
And you have to be there at 6:30 in the morning.
Also not doing that. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm like, I don't think they're going to want to do that.
Things we know about Sarah, not a morning person. Not even a little bit. Especially since lately I have not been, well, I know it's not really anything new, but I've not been sleeping at all.
What's going on?
Well, I went skiing with a bunch of guy friends. It was my 5th ski trip. I only have one more if my back is feeling better. I'm going to Sun Valley, but it makes me feel free. So I went, we went with like, I don't know, 8 or 10 guy friends, and it was my girlfriend Tori and I. And I was racing these fuckers down Double Blue, which is just like straight down. It drops off. And they all outweigh me by 60 pounds, probably. I mean, they're probably 225. They're big dudes, solid, tall dudes, and really fucking good skiers. And so, being the competitive dumbass that I am, I was like, oh, fuck you. I can fucking keep up with you all fucking day. Which I did, by the way, I just want to say. But I also made my back hurt to where it was like a level 9 out of 10, almost going to the emergency room. I did not fall, but I hit some choppy snow and went while twisting my facet joints around to maintain balance. And I fucking couldn't breathe. So I ended up, fortunately, one of the guys on the trip is a doctor. Oddly enough, he travels with syringes and liquid forms of Toradol and cortisone shots. So I have a very funny picture of me bending over in the living room of our house getting shot up with drugs in my ass, one in each cheek. But since then, it's been a week since I did it on the nose, and I've at least gotten it down to a level 5 out of 10. So I finally was able to sleep, but I've been drinking. I got this message from my mom this morning, this text message, because she's a psychopath. And she goes, Sarah, I'm very concerned about you because you said that you were going to get pain pills from the pharmacy. And I know that you have expressed that you have taken some muscle relaxers with a bourbon. She was like, I just want to say it's a slippery slope. You never know. I go, Mom, it was a 2 milligram Dilaudid. I didn't get it refilled. And I took one on the day I got home. I haven't had any more. She goes, okay, well, then you're fine. I was like, Jesus
Grandma
Christ,
Jules,
dramatic.
Always looking out for
dramatic. I'm like, dude, but I can't sleep because I'm a side sleeper. So it has not been fun. It's the definition of fucking around and finding out when you're 46. And turns out I'm old as fuck and a wuss, apparently.
Old. But you know what's interesting about, I've really shoulder issues, so I think I'm going to do some dry needling. But I think it helps us when we're dealing with our clients that are hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think until you experience an injury and you can't sleep because of the pain. Like I can't, if I roll over and I end up on my right shoulder, I'm immediately awake and I can't sleep anymore. And so it's like our clients go through that all the time, that are dealing with these major injuries.
It's super helpful for them to know that. And also, so when I mediate cases too, right, because I've had an anterior lumbar fusion at L4-5, and then I tore my ACL, MCL, all the CLs skiing 3 years ago. And it does. Like they take you, because I can say, let me guess, you wake up in the morning and you're like, okay, and you're fine. And then you bend over to tie your shoe and you're like, motherfucker. And you're done for the day and you're angry at everyone. And then you can't sleep at night and you can't roll over without, I think it really does help to relate to the client. You're 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So also, one thing that we did that just come down in the news, because I just have to bring it up because I'm fucking so dumbfounded by it. The DEI hire thing, or the DUI hire thing with fucking Pete Hegseth or whatever the fuck his name is, of dumping all of the war plans on Signal. I'm on Signal with a group chat of girlfriends. You know what I wouldn't post? Fucking war plans.
What's crazy is how does the journalist end up on there? Like, they shouldn't have done anything on Signal to begin with, but who is putting together the group chat?
Okay, this is the fun part. Okay,
it's a liberal journalist. It's not like it was Megyn Kelly.
This is the shit that made me pee my pants. So I was watching this interview with, I think it was, I don't know, it was an old white guy, national security defense person, whatever it was. One of the guys on the group chat, right? And they were asking because it showed he's the one who added the editor of The Atlantic, okay? On the thing. Shows him he added it. And the guy's like, and one of the Fox newscasters is asking him, well, how did they get on there? And he goes, I have no idea. And she looks at him, she goes, why do you have his number in your phone? And he goes, I don't know. Sometimes these things just pop up. And I was like, dude, no, they don't. Is this going to be like the new excuse of every guy that's caught cheating on his wife? No fucking idea how it got in there. Sometimes they just get sucked into Signal. Fucking no clue. I mean, he obviously had his number. He obviously has been talking to him, which couldn't love that more. Keep feeding him fucking information. I'd really like to know what the hell's going on.
Well, then it makes you almost wonder, could it have been intentional? Did someone intentionally 100%
think that it was intentional to be like, this is fucked up. Somebody needs to know about this.
Right.
And then they can be like, I don't know. The number got sucked into Signal. I'm not really sure. I've never met that person in my life. And it's like named in his phone. Like, fucking outrageous.
So we have a fun guest today. Our friend, Zach Shewmaker.
Yes.
Horst Shewmaker.
Yep.
Personal injury attorney. Great guy. We actually used to work together. But he's going to come talk to us and give us, our listeners, some tips on like small
business,
client interaction, and he's just awesome at all of that. So, and he's funny, big golfer.
He's lovely. He is a big golfer.
We love his wife.
Yes, we do love his wife. She was at the Mosaki More Sexy party last night. Jesus Christ, awful.
But yeah, so he'll be here in a few minutes. So
sounds wonderful. So hold on, and we'll bring back Zach.
Welcome back. We are so excited to have our friend Zach Shewmaker with us today.
Yay,
what an honor. What an honor.
Zach.
Yeah.
So I will say one quick thing. So Rebecca texted me first thing this morning early, which, clearly everyone knows I'm not a morning person. And she goes, hey, do you have any Bloody Mary mix or some orange juice? And I go, I might have Bloody Mary mix. I'll check my fridge. She goes, okay. So I'd found it and I get it in the card. She calls and I go, well, who the fuck's not bringing a drink? Like the thing's lawyers and libations. Like they have to bring a drink. That's what our guests do. And she goes, it's Zach. I go, fucking Zach. Well, just so we can say, Zach shows up with a beautiful bottle of bourbon. So he just didn't have the cocktail portion. It could just be on the rocks. Well, so you know what? I gave you a massive amount of shit. I was cussing your name, but now I feel better about it.
While we're being open and honest about this, let's be very transparent about what happened.
Yeah.
Rebecca calls me yesterday afternoon and is like, do you really want to do this podcast tomorrow? And I'm sitting in the office and Rebecca says, yeah, we're going to do this tomorrow morning at 9:30 or whatever it is. I said, okay, great. She goes, and bring a cocktail. I'm like, listen, I got 3 kids. I got a real job. I have to get home. I got stuff to do.
This sounds like a male problem.
It is a male problem.
Baby.
We struggle, okay? It is hard out here. And so when I was thinking about it this morning, I was like, maybe I don't have to just have a cocktail because that's just the word you used.
Correct.
So I brought in a very good bottle of two times oak. Buddy of mine started the company a few years ago and is
I'm
a
gonna
distiller.
fucking have some of that instead of the Bloody Mary.
Really good. This is my special occasion sipping. I'm happy to share it with Rebecca, but
Rebecca does not drink bourbon, so she's like, no.
Yeah. Nope. After all that sake last night, I don't know that I can.
Yeah, I saw the squirt gun sake. That was really something. I've never seen sake applied to a throat that way.
More sake,
nor
more
had
sexy.
we. It was a lot.
It was interesting. Some of our girlfriends looked like they'd been preparing, and they were.
Did they bring like bibs and?
Well, no, they just looked really good at accepting the squirt gun sake.
Did the birthday girl have a good time?
I'm going to remain silent on that one. I don't know. I did not. So really fast, what happened to me was I thought it started at 7. Okay. So Adeline had a soccer game and then our friends had a quick happy hour. So I stopped by there with Adeline at the bar as I do.
Yep.
So she could order some cheese sticks and then get to her next soccer
Should we
practice.
say the name of the bar that allowed a 14 or 15-year-old into it?
Oh, it's a restaurant too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. It wasn't just a straight up like
legal
club at 5 in the afternoon. So I swing by there and then I run home and I get dressed. I'm like, fuck yeah, I am on top of it. I am making it on time. It's going to be
7
fucking
o'clock.
amazing.
No
7
problem.
o'clock. Got this shit. I pull up at like 7:08. I was like, there's going to be nothing better than me fucking being here so early. I turn onto her street. Every fucking car's there. Every car. And I go, oh,
what time was
this? This was at 7:07.
Yeah, you're
right
that's prompt.
or something.
That's
I'm
prompt.
fucking
That's
killing
pretty prompt.
it. Yeah. Oh, that would be if the party started at 7.
Yeah.
It would be prompt, but it started at 6:30.
What time did my wife arrive?
6:30.
Okay, look at her.
Yeah. See,
She follows directions.
Yeah, I know.
She read the fine
Because
print.
the chef Atlanta started
The
promptly
chef
at
started
7.
at 7.
He was not
so
messing
the chef
around.
presentation, 7 o'clock.
So that's why I had on so Rebecca texts me, she goes, are you coming? And I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, obviously. I'm so on time. I'm going to help you set up.
Yeah, you have no idea how early I am.
I fucking walk in, everyone's seated, the fucking chef's cooking. I look at Rebecca and I show her my calendar. I go, I have it calendared as 7 on my calendar. And then the chef makes me immediately get up and do this egg thing where I have to put a fucking egg on a spatula and try and put it in my hat. And then
Was it a hard-boiled egg?
Yeah.
Okay,
it
just
was.
checking.
And then I might have actually
Didn't know
not
if
even
how
been
much
an
the
egg.
chef wanted to fuck with
it
you.
broke
it was
so
a
many
rock.
times. I think it was a rock. Yeah,
That
just
looked like an egg.
painted to
Rock
look like an
yeah.
egg. But then they immediately shot me in the face with a sake gun. So I was not prepared for any of it. It was all within the first 2 minutes of walking through her fucking door.
That's a hard start.
It was
That's
rough.
a really hard
Not
start.
gonna lie,
Coming
it
in
was
10
bad.
minutes late and getting shot in the face with a sake gun.
30
Did not
minutes
have that
late.
on your Thursday plans.
40 minutes late.
It
Yep.
was. I think it's a great dinner party thing, though.
It was phenomenal.
I came home and raved about it.
Yeah, it's super fun. You don't have
She
to
took
do
the guy's
anything.
card
Oh yeah,
and-
he's great.
Yeah.
It's the second time we've used.
We've got to
that
do it
company.
for Adeline's birthday. That's what she wants.
Well, and
She's
for
so
kids,
excited.
it's $30 a person. So that's
fuck yeah, it
cheaper
is.
than
How many people
Oh,
did you have
yeah.
15.
in the yard? How many snakes?
How many snakes?
I've
All
seen
the
5
snakes.
this week.
Okay.
Whoa.
So, of the 15, how many caught
gonna
the
pour some of
food
your
that was
bourbon.
tossed and in their
not
mouth,
me.
and how many did not?
Your wife caught
Okay.
the food in her mouth.
Who else caught?
I did not.
Because you didn't accept a toss, or you missed?
No, because I was not around when they were tossing the food in the mouth. I was
suck
off
at
to
that
the
skill.
side.
That is not
I'm
like
not
the-
good either. I got big teeth.
Well, it's
they
like
bounce off.
I wouldn't have thought of you as a particularly big toothed person.
I mean, not like a horse tooth, but like,
I think I've got a little mouth. He tried it 3 times.
I'm too worried to fail. I just can't do it. That shit makes me
Too
mad.
big
I'm
to fail?
too worried to
Too
fail.
worried to fail. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad. It sounds like it was a very successful. Yeah,
It was fun.
I'll take it.
Oh, yeah. So Zach, you and I obviously used to work together.
We did. We survived.
We did
We got
survive.
out relatively unscathed.
Was that big firm working together?
Large firm, yeah.
large firm, large advertising budget?
Oh yeah, we're not supposed to discuss.
I'll discuss. Fuck them. Sorry. Anyway, just kidding. Go ahead.
Who could it be?
Yeah, I don't know.
But so you left in 2019.
Let's see. No, let's see. Yeah, January of 19. Okay, that was when I took my pod. May of 19, yeah.
Okay.
So you had left right before that, right?
That was in March of 19.
Okay, yeah. I learned from some of your...
From me?
From your steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so you joined one of your best friends and started a law firm.
Yeah, so I got out of law school in 2006 and started working in a defense firm, as a lot of people who are otherwise...
It's what we do. Yep.
And
great place to learn.
It is a great place to learn. Great place to learn how to bill. Great place to learn a lot about how you don't want to practice law.
Great place to learn about work
at
ethic.
least for a career.
Work ethic is they do make you fucking
it was
time.
grind mode, and now that we're trying to hire lawyer after lawyer in our firm, we keep talking about how we want to find somebody who's got some of that defense experience, not because we think the defense experience teaches you a specific thing about how to practice law, but about the business of practicing law and the appreciation for what a billable hour day looks like, so that you can kind of build that into the back of your mind when you go into the office and you're like, okay, today I'm going to work from 8 to 5. That's 9 total work hours. Somewhere in there I've got to find about 8 hours of work time. And that's kind of the mindset that Mike and I always approach things with, is if we're not going to have a full work day, how do we make it up? And there's an appreciation for that grind. And I think you get that in a defense firm.
You do.
A lot of people that come out and work immediately in plaintiff's work, you don't have that. You see, and obviously now we have a personal injury practice ourselves, but you see what it's like to come out and, kind of float along. And if you catch a big case, like, you think you've been successful. And Mike and I are never concerned about like how much we make on the back end. We're much more concerned about like bringing in cases and figuring out how to work them really hard. And we figure that'll lead to the results. And I think that's something that I really did learn working in defense, is like, if you work hard, you'll see the payoff. Yeah. You'll get your promotions, you'll get your bonuses, you'll get your stuff like that. And then, so Mike was my actual sort of, are you adding Bloody Mary mix to your bourbon?
No, I'm giving this.
It's like, I've never seen something like that. I was like,
He's like, this is really good
This is
bourbon.
a really special Friday.
It's called a Bloody something. I can't remember what it is. But.
So anyway, I guess when I got out of law school, I started the defense firm. Mike was my senior associate under the partner that I was assigned to, and we became friends. And Mike kind of taught me a great deal about what it meant to grind on the practice. And so we were very close friends for a very long time. And then when I went into plaintiff's work, the first job I took, Mike came over to that firm about 2 years later. And so we worked together for 3-4 years before I left and went to Morgan. I went to Morgan & Morgan. And that was in January of 2018, right after Lucy came home from Ethiopia. And so it was not that big of a transition to go to a big plaintiff's firm, because they expect hard work. They expect you to grind, and you'll get a reward if you do that. So that kind of continued, and that's the way we've built our firm, is we try and show an appreciation for our staff, which I don't think a lot of firms do. At least they don't do it well, and we may not do it well. I think we do, but you'd have to ask our staff.
So what do you do that you think sets you apart staff-wise?
Get lucky. You kind of make your own luck. I mean, you guys have had some really good team members, and when you find them, you're not really exactly sure how you found them, because you could call me and recommend somebody, or you could call me and recommend somebody, but they may only work really well in the environment that they're in, and they come into your firm and they want to bring what they've learned into your structure. And Mike and I, we do not have the exact same approach to the practice of law or the business of law, but we understand each other's approach really well. And we hire, or have hired really successfully, by just hiring people who've never had jobs before, fresh out of college, or maybe only one job.
Train them, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's how Katie, who was with me for 11 years, she had just come out and didn't have a job yet, and all of the things. She had just come out of college, and we were together for 11 years. She was phenomenal. She was great.
And that's what we've done. I mean, we've hired, I can't even tell you how many people who we are either their first job or their first salaried job, where they're not just like an hourly employee and, they're just assistants and they just, wrap up the mail or whatever it might be. And we take extensive time to train them on our system, on our approach. We bonus the hell out of our staff. Mm-hmm. I think last year we gave anywhere from like 6 to 10 bonuses at different times during the year. Mm-hmm. If we have a really good month, our staff gets bonused every time. And it's because like we know that they contribute. And while salaries may vary from your all's firm to our firm to big firms, I don't know what anybody else pays, but what I do know is we try to create an environment where our staff feels the freedom to go to a dentist appointment and not worry about it.
100%.
Or go to a doctor's appointment, whatever it might be, and not feel like, oh, I got to rush back. I got to make my dentist appointment at 10 in the morning so that I can go on my way to work and then I'll stay until 7 p.m. Like, we don't want that.
Right.
And then we also want them to know that we're not just sitting here hoarding good settlement money and not sharing it with the firm. And so when we have a really good month, we make sure we spread that around and appreciate the staff, because if it weren't for them, we wouldn't keep all the other cases moving as well.
I love hearing that. So that's the same thing that Rebecca and I do with our firm. So we do bonuses monthly if they hit certain amount of cases that they've closed. And then obviously we bonus at the end of the year based on, how the firm's done. But we've found that the staff that we have, pretty much everybody's a mom except for one, right? Yeah, one. Everybody else is mom. And they are so phenomenal at multitasking, and we give the ability to work from home. So our personal injury paralegal is in Mexico. She lives in Mexico because she went home to take care of her parents.
Was she here before?
She was here before, and then she returned to Mexico to take care of her parents, then extended it. We've got Suzanne, Rebecca's
Suzanne's a beast.
She's amazing. A beast.
She moved to Florida during COVID, and honestly, I think she works because
she
before she was
her ass
commuting
off.
an hour and a half into the office.
Yeah.
From where? God.
I mean, just somewhere.
We won't even hire anybody that has to commute that far because we just know that they're going to be miserable.
It's outrageous.
And whether they're going to keep the job or not is not necessarily the concern. We know they're going to be miserable, so they're going to show up and leave miserable.
Because you're wasting, 3 hours a day.
Yeah, forever.
So I think
she's in Florida. She absolutely works more now.
She doesn't have to go anywhere. She set up a little office outside.
And then Carrie, Maritza, who's was Carrie's right-hand person at her defense firm where she was a partner. We brought her over. She's a new mom.
Where did Carrie come from?
McAngus.
Okay.
And so Maritza came over, and she is a fucking beast, and she works from home every day. I mean, so we give that
who's
flexibility.
Who's in the townhouse over there?
Me, Rebecca.
NG,
who's our office manager, also a new mom, but she's in there. And so when we're there, because we're obviously in and out, she's like, oh, thank God, what are you guys doing? But she is, anything that we ask her to do, she is fucking nailing it.
Is she kind of like an office manager, or is she a jack of all trades?
She's a jack of all trades. She's an office manager.
We have two of those, so
she does all kinds of TLO searches and all those things. And
intakes. She's got.
She does intake. She speaks
Spanish, English, French,
Albanian, and Italian.
Yeah. The Albanian should be concerning.
Yeah, she is Albanian. No, she's full
She's a spy, actually.
She's
a Russian spy.
100%.
You never know.
I mean, you know what? I've welcomed her
5
in.
languages?
Yeah.
Y'all might want to look a little harder in that resume.
3 of them she just learned from watching TV.
She's awesome. So
was she a government liaison before she joined?
Maybe. Yeah. She's a private contractor.
Oh boy,
thank
terrifying.
you. Yes.
Terrifying, yeah.
But so I do think that if you find good people and you mesh with them really well, you do whatever to keep them. It's amazing.
I agree. A long, long time ago, and I cannot remember who the plaintiff's lawyer was that I spoke with, but I remember we were talking at a restaurant after a happy hour, and he was basically saying, I will pay my staff basically way above what they would be able to get out in the open market to make sure that they don't leave, because the continuity is so important. And
it's important for clients.
It's really it is. I mean, you and I both know when you work at those big firms and you've got staff that's coming and going, and one day they call and they speak to Susan, and the next day they call and speak to James, and they don't really know, and then they never talk to their lawyer, and they think that that's normal. And so what happens is after the third or fourth person, they start to clue in that it is not normal. And so what we really do is
MAYAD, Mayad.
Very mad.
Mayad.
And they call us or they call you guys.
Yeah. And then I'm mad.
And then
because I'm like, you're just asking about something that's super small. This is not a lawyer task. This is a paralegal task. Yeah, it is.
And it's such a layup to make sure that the client experiences continuity within your firm. And that's one of the things that Mike and I really preach is, for my cases, all my clients have my cell phone. I bet you I have 500, 600 names in my phone.
How many comp cases do you handle?
Comp?
Yeah, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Rebecca and I are giving our cell phones out to our most favorite, but comp, You get calls
you're
4 times a week.
That's a very different business.
Yeah. I'm like,
you all have like actual daily needs for those clients, especially early on.
Where's my check?
Yeah. And it's because we're not dealing with rolling benefits and things like that. Nor do I want to. I'm not smart enough to handle it. But we have clients that are calling like, how do I get a rental car?
Yeah.
How do I get my car to the shop and then get home? How do I get to a chiropractic appointment if my car's there and I don't have rental car coverage? Mm-hmm. You're dealing with all these small issues that technically are not part of the personal injury practice. They're more of a car damage practice.
Right.
We do that stuff for the clients, not because we're making money on it, but because we know that in the first 4 to 6 weeks, that's the stuff that eats up all their time.
Yeah.
And so I want that client to know you can text me, and if I'm at home feeding my baby, like I'll still respond to you.
Right.
And make sure that you're getting taken care of, because while it's not the most important thing to me, in that moment, it's the most important thing to you.
Right.
And if I'm going to be client-centric and focused, I have to make sure that they receive that focus.
Right.
Or at least feel it. And sometimes clients don't recognize that that's abnormal. But
they do if they ever hire another fucking attorney. They figure out real fast.
Or if they've come from another attorney,
especially
office,
big firms.
Or they had a prior lawyer and they called us. And so what I want to do, I tell every client the same thing. I want to work your case well enough that at the end of this case, whatever result you get, you're confident it's the right result, and you share my name with other people.
Right, of
If
course.
I haven't done both of those things,
source.
I have not done my job.
So do you keep a personal and a work cell phone, or do you use it just
it's all one? Like the same phone that my wife texts me on is the same phone that my client texts me on.
No, Rebecca, we're not doing that. I'm just throwing that out there, not from a cop perspective.
You know what's funny, though?
Nope.
I learned that.
Nope.
I learned that at both of my prior firms. The head of the first firm that I worked at in personal injury did that. And then one of the guys, you know exactly who I'd be talking about, at the big firm, he did that. And I realized, like, it streamlines my life. I don't want to carry 2 phones. I don't want to fuck up by pulling out the wrong phone to do the wrong thing.
You don't want to look like you have a burner phone.
I don't want to sit at a bar and have 2 phones sitting in front of me. One so that my wife can reach me.
A lot of people do that.
They do, 100%.
I was curious.
So much to manage.
Mm-hmm. I can barely keep up with my one phone, to be honest with you. I'm constantly using my Apple Watch to ping it and find where the fuck it is.
I couldn't find mine this morning.
I can keep up with it. The problem I have or had, and you all may not have this, but on your iMessages, now you can leave them unread. Or you can read them and mark them as unread again.
Yeah. I do that to remind myself because I forget.
Yes, like email.
Happens to me all the time.
That was such a huge deal.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh, look, it's I'm definitely going to respond. And then I'll get a call and I'll be like 3 days later, like, you didn't respond to my text. I'm like, motherfucker. I do it all the time. I
cannot tell you how many emails I start off with, I apologize. I did receive your message. And I have learned, it has taken me a while to accept the fact that I'm not going to get in trouble. The way that you would at a defense firm if you said something like this.
Yeah.
But if I just email my client and I'm very transparent, I'm like, listen, I got your text message while I was preparing my 2-year-old's dinner. Mm-hmm. I overlooked it. I'm very sorry. I owe you a response.
They appreciate that.
They appreciate that far more than like just continuous excuses.
100%. That just reminded me that I need to probably send that same, feed my 2-year-old. Then I need to make that response to a client in a little while.
I
read her email yesterday.
Yeah, it happens. It's all the time. So, because you've got so many things, when you're practicing law, it's about putting out fires, and then you go on to the next thing, and then there's the normal mundane things. You get to it a week later and you're like, fuck. I mean, I've got some of that with opposing counsel. I'm like, I know your shit that you need from me is not a fucking fire. I'm giving it to you as a favor. You're going to have to sit tight for a minute until I can put these other fucking fires out. And then I will get to your shit, man.
Yeah. I think that I've always said to clients, I would rather I would rather lose a client because I'm honest than keep a client because I'm not. And
I agree.
I am incredibly transparent with my clients. I know most of my pitfalls at this point, in my age at least. And so when I talk to my clients, I tell them, you're calling me on the cell phone that I have in my pocket for when my mom and dad call or my wife calls or whomever. And I want you to know that. Like, that's the level of service that I want to be able to provide to you, because I'm not always going to be sitting in front of my computer. I'm not always going to be sitting in front of my phone at my office. And if I'm driving here to hang out with you guys or going to a lunch after this or whatever it is, if my clients can't get in touch with me, at some point, they're going to think of that as a pattern. Yeah. And clients don't always leave voicemails.
Yeah,
clients don't always follow up with an email. They're not like us.
And over
They
again.
will.
And over.
Or just expect. I rarely fire clients, and I fired a client this week.
She was insane.
She was insane. She was super mean. She was calling and emailing.
They happen.
Yeah,
she was calling abusive. And emailing the judge's office, the same judge that's going to hear her case. I was like, stop it. And she responded, I'm a taxpayer. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do. And I go,
okay, you're done.
This is the judge that's making a decision in your case. Do not call her office again.
The judge reached out to Rebecca and was like, can you please do something with your client? We are going to get enforcement involved.
I got this.
That's bad.
She'll just no longer be my client.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll handle this.
Hold, please. And she's been fired. Great. Thanks so much. Have a great day, Judge.
It is very rare to fire a client. Because
it is.
I have so much patience. I mean, I'll take, because also I know so many of our clients are in a bad spot mentally.
Yeah.
So I'll put up
poor
with
and they're
lot
in pain,
of abuse.
And they've got,
but not my staff.
They've got bosses giving them bad advice. They've got friends and family giving them bad advice. I mean, we just settled one of our biggest cases we've ever had. And our client went from investing all this with a funding company, basically a structure company to structure it out. And we're talking about millions of dollars.
Are we talking about Forge?
Yeah. We're talking about millions of dollars. And then the client talked to family. And decided, like, I just want all the money.
Fuck, same thing happened to me.
And I was like, okay, I picked up the phone and I said to the client, like, I want you to know, I've run into this plenty of times. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you that I want you to be aware of all of your options. And don't make one decision because of what one person says. And don't make one decision because of what I say.
And stop listening to your friends and family, for fuck's sake, that don't know what they're talking about.
It's always easy for someone else to play with your money.
Yeah,
always.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that we learned when we worked for other people is like the deal could change like that. That it's supposed to be our money.
Yeah.
But really it's theirs and they get to decide whether or not we get paid.
100%.
And we learned that lesson the hard way. And that's part of why our firm is the way it is now. But it's the same thing for clients. They've got people around that will encourage them to do certain things that an objective observer or 12 objective observers would sit around and look at and go, that might not be the best idea for you.
Yeah.
But you can't, all you can do is give them the best advice possible and let them make a decision. That's my job.
How, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, well, so speaking of good advice, I think you mainly are doing auto and trucking cases.
Yeah. I would say we're 90% road wrecks, whether it's motorcycle, tractor trailer, and cars.
What would you recommend, because not all of our listeners are attorneys, what are things that you tell clients, because I find I have this conversation a lot with people about insurance, when you're getting auto insurance, what should you get? Because I think people don't know until you're in an accident and it's too late.
Get as much as you can.
Always.
And here's why. Not because you're worried about what you'll do to somebody else, but what you're worried about what someone else will do to you. And so in Georgia, we have basically two types of auto coverage. One is your liability coverage. That's the money that gets paid out if you hurt someone else and they assert a claim against you for your insurance money.
You're at fault.
You're at fault. That money is what's called it's your liability coverage. That's what everybody carries. Georgia state minimum limits are $25.50, so $25,000 per person, $50,000 per incident. So you go out and you run over a family of four and kill them, and you only have a $25.50 policy. There's $50,000 of coverage for that family. And you can talk to the Georgia legislature about that problem.
Can you though?
Well,
do they really care that much?
Can.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it's more you can talk.
Is it going to help? No.
You can talk at them about that problem.
You can also piss into the wind, but go ahead. Yep.
But the catch to that is there's another thing that's called underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage, which is coverage that provides you with money in the event that you are hit by someone who doesn't have enough coverage to cover either your bills or your injuries. And that coverage only kicks in once the other driver's liability policy pays out or if they don't have liability policy at all. You can only have as much underinsured or uninsured motorist coverage as you have in liability limits.
Yep.
So if you have a 5,100 liability policy, the max you can have is a 5,100 UM policy. So for me personally, I have the largest liability policy because I want to add on the UM to that because I've got
a wife and
3 kids and you've got a lot of people around. If you're all in one car and you get hit by somebody that's got minimum limits and you don't have enough coverage to help out, you're now out. You don't have money for medical bills. You don't have money to cover your deductible on your health insurance plan, whatever it is. So that's why. And then on top of that, add an umbrella. I mean, carry $1 million of umbrella insurance. Carry $5 million of umbrella. It costs you like nothing.
It's not that expensive.
That's cheap. The liability badge of the UM, not cheap, but the umbrella, cheap.
Yeah, it is. It's super cheap.
It's amazing.
And it covers your house. It covers your rental property, whatever it is.
It covers whatever dumb happens at your house.
Whatever dumb shit goes on.
You got to be careful and make sure that you have coverage for yourself, because most of the drivers out there, I don't know what you all find, probably 25% of drivers don't even have insurance.
Maybe it's outrageous.
And then it's 25.
And then it's 25. They're like, well, why was I mean, unless you get hit by a commercial carrier, it's always 25. People are just like, what? I'm like, what? What do you mean, what? Y'all figure it out, man.
I had that text with a client this morning where we got the $50,000 policy limit to tender last night. I texted her this morning to let her know. She's like, there's only $50,000. I said, yeah, two reasons. Two things. One, you're lucky that it's 50 and not 25.
Not 25.
And two, you didn't have your own UM. And so the flip side of that is you didn't know. It's not your fault, really. Whoever you got your insurance from didn't explain this to you. They give you a piece of paper, and you're like, oh, it's going to increase my rates by $17 a month or, $27 a quarter. I'm not going to pay that.
Yeah.
And you don't realize, like, okay, well, just don't go to Chick-fil-A twice. And now all of a sudden you have coverage in that.
Right.
That happens.
What about MedPay? I love MedPay.
MedPay's a big deal.
I love MedPay. She's like the sexiest stuff out there. It is free money.
And it's cheap, too.
It is super cheap. It's a lot like Umbrella. So medical payments is something you can add on to your policy. It's an additional coverage. It's not always offered. You kind of have to ask about it. For people that have health insurance, I encourage you to carry enough medical payments coverage to cover your full deductible.
Yep.
Whatever your yearly deductible is, have that as a minimum in MedPay. If you've got a bigger family, or you drive a motorcycle especially, or things like I will never get on one.
I'm never getting on one.
Allowed to get on
I will tell you really fast, I did save my own life in Cancun for MTV.
Every time anyone goes to Cancun, gets home, they say
so it was Busta Rhymes' group.
Was this your spring break video?
This was spring break. But so it was Busta Rhymes, and I will say, one of his groups, one of his members goes, hey, do you want to get on the back of my motorcycle and we'll go ride around? And I was like, fuck no. I go, my mom will be so mad. I was hammered.
That would have been what made her mom mad. It wasn't anything else that went on.
Or the medical treatment you would have gotten in Cancun with that road rash.
I would never be the same. It was like, do you want to get on the back of my motorcycle? Fuck you. No, I don't. I am drunk enough to say no.
I've never been on one. I'll never go on one.
No. Never.
I've been on an ATV a couple times. I won't do it. Anything that basically doesn't have an enclosure, I'm terrified
I dropped one time. My ex-boyfriend from high school, or my old boyfriend from high school, Michael, had one, and I was like, I'm going to figure out how to fucking drive this. So I started driving up and down the street, right? And it was heavy as shit. Anyway, I decided to take it out of the boundaries of where I was supposed to take it. And like in a car, when you pull up to a stop sign and you turn a little bit because you're going to turn right or you're going to turn left, you angle your wheels. Don't do that on a motorcycle because you fall over, which I did. And I shattered immediately. And I was like, never will I ever drive one again.
Ryan recently got he rides a bike to work now. So he got
an e-bike?
He got an e-bike.
Can't.
So it has like the little motor.
I was not prepared for this.
I was not.
Oh my God.
Well, he's saving the environment. It just doesn't work that far away.
Get an electric car.
Well, he has one.
Okay.
Wow. Is he pedaling? Is he getting exercise?
It sounds like he just wanted an e-bike. Does he wear a black hat and black sunglasses like Leo DiCaprio?
He does wear. He wears his. I make him wear a helmet because he's
that's good. Is he wearing spandex?
You know what's funny? The big case that we just settled, e-bike case. Guy got hit on an e-bike.
Well, it does make me nervous. So when he comes, because he works
drivers are idiots.
Oh,
they're the worst.
When you're on a bike or a motorcycle, you're done. If you
see, because he goes down Roswell to his office, so he works right at East Andrews. So it's not that far from our house.
Is he wearing spandex?
No, he wears his
khaki
pants.
To bike? He wears his khaki pants.
With his little helmet on?
And his helmet, he's got his backpack.
God,
it's like The Graduate.
What time does he go to work? I'm driving down Roswell Road to video this fucking shit.
We'll just stand there like signs. Go Ryan, go.
Go Ryan, go. Oh, I'm in.
But what's great is traffic's so bad coming home from his office. It's only a mile and a half.
Yeah.
So now on the bike, he gets home in like 5 or 10 minutes, whereas in the car, it would take 20.
Fucking at least 20.
Also, if you go to happy hour and you ride home on your bike, nobody's pulling you over. You know?
No,
but you're going to crash into a fucking car.
He might have to call Spiesman.
Yeah.
He's not pulled over.
I had to call him yesterday for our client.
I always call Spiesman.
Oh, God, I love that guy. So, really fast. How old are you?
Ooh, next Monday I'll be 44.
Yeah, fucker. So, anyway, I'm 46. How many children do you have?
3 now.
What are the ages of your children there, Zach?
8.5.
Yep, that sounds normal.
One of them just turned 2, and the other one just turned 3 months.
God, I love this shit. Woo.
Yeah.
Woo. Speaking from...
But, I mean, they all sleep through the night. So,
yeah, that's good.
You know, it's not that
Are
bad.
you having any more children?
No.
There was
There's a backroom doctor who has made sure, he assures me that I am now out of the
some sort of
game.
cauterization and things.
Yes.
That'd be good. Okay.
I can still smell the flesh.
We had a little
Rebecca.
It's
scare.
horrifying.
So so my twins are IVF, and then George was a surprise. But he's 8 now. And so I was in New York with my mom and Hayden 2 weeks ago, and I just didn't feel right. And I was like, am I pregnant? And so every morning I kept waking up and I'm like, I think I'm pregnant. Totally freaking out. I don't even bother telling Ryan because I know that it'll be he'll kill me.
Immediate divorce. They're done. He'll definitely throw down the stairs.
Like it's your fault.
Like an army.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But so,
thanks, Ryan.
And now, admittedly, my IUD is expired, but my doctor told me it was fine, like it's still effective.
I mean, it's just been there for a number of years.
It's like
all have years, and then they're like, it's fine.
Yeah. It's 2 years expired. So then I started like panicking. I'm researching it. I'm like, oh, I in fact can be pregnant at 46 with an expired IUD. Come to find out,
not pregnant.
I am not pregnant. And I'll admit, like, I'm pro-choice, but I would have definitely had the baby. I love being pregnant. So part of me was briefly a little bit excited.
As someone who has watched 2 pregnancies and knows plenty of other people who have been pregnant and had their babies, no thank you.
No.
I
almost died during my delivery, and I threw up every day for 10 months. I got the gravidarium thing. Then I got preeclampsia. Then my thing attached to my uterus, the placenta, then they had to rip it out like a 17th century farm birth. No, ma'am. But
I
Rebecca,
never puked. I felt great when I was pregnant.
But she also she's offered to some of our friends.
Tori, I told her I'd carry her babies for her.
She was like, I'll just be the surrogate. And I go, the fuck you will. I'm not taking you out of 10 months of commission. No fucking way.
What type of income does that pay? I mean, that pays pretty good.
Nothing. She was just going to do it for shits and giggles. No.
Oh, no. I mean, she'd have to at least pay my medical bills. And I would want probably a mommy makeover afterward. At my age, it's just not going to bounce back.
Anyway, the answer's fucking no. Like Rebecca is not going to be taken out of commission. But I love this. So we have other friends, right? Most of them are men that do this, and it's a second wife thing. I think it's fucking amazing and have more kids, but a lot of times they don't, in fact, want more kids. Like, you wanted more kids. You, love that shit. I've got other friends who were like, no, my kids are in college. I don't want more kids. And they're like, you're pregnant with twins. Have fun, fuckers.
I think that what happened to me is Lucy, my oldest, was 5 or so when...
She's cute as shit, by the
way. Maybe she was 4 when her mom and I split. And I was sort of like, okay, Lucy's old enough. Like, I've got my kid. I love this kid. Like, we are very close. And when I met Macy... and we started seeing each other, one of her non-negotiables was like, I'm not willing to say I won't have kids. I'm willing to accept that maybe we won't have kids, but I'm not willing to accept that we won't,
100%.
Try, or we'll write it off.
Right.
And I had to make a decision between what I thought I wanted versus the person that I knew I was compatible with.
Right.
And when it really came down to it, that was a no-brainer. And then I think we just got very lucky that we got pregnant pretty quickly, and the sort of decision was made for us. And in a very unconventional way, we got pregnant before we got married, and right after we got engaged, actually.
I actually think that's pretty conventional these days. I don't feel like that's really unconventional.
It's
that's
not the way
regular.
that the most conventional people.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're in Georgia.
But it was more of a decision that was sort of taken out of my hands, where I just chose the person I wanted. I knew the kind of terms of engagement, and then before I even knew it, we were pregnant.
That sounds very sexy. The terms of the engagement.
We shifted, ironically,
and knocked up.
And what happened really is we got pregnant so quickly that I didn't really have time to think about it or worry about it. And we were so excited that I think my mind shift just happened immediately, where I was like, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then the second one, like George, was like,
we're having a third.
We kind of forgot that biology still works. Because, Macy's younger than me, but not right in that childbearing window.
Right.
And we just got very lucky that Drew, she was, easy, and she still is, and is 3 months old and great.
Baby.
She is a little baby.
I love
So
that.
any tips? I mean, obviously we're moms that are attorneys, but you're a dad with 3 kids.
Yeah.
That's a very busy practicing attorney.
For our huge male listenership,
I mean,
it's like 80% of the listeners.
Because
how
Macy
do you
also
do
works.
it?
I would, first of all, we do it because Macy works from home. That's one big thing. And she works for an incredible company that really creates flexibility in her work lifestyle that allows her to be everywhere she wants to be and needs to be for the kids, including her bonus kid, my daughter. And she builds her structure around that. So honestly, like, it's because of Macy. If I was trying to do this and I had a different partner, I don't know how I would do it. But I have also gotten into a rhythm because Macy is so good at like the fundamentals of momming. Like, I think there's just stuff that moms are so much better than dads at. Like, she knows all the stuff about like what they need to eat, when they need to eat, how to build a structure, how to get them to bed, when they should transition to a room, when they should transition to a big boy bed or a big girl bed, things like that. And it's just stuff that I wouldn't know. I'd have to just sit there on YouTube for like days at a time and figure it out, or end up in a Reddit hole and just, be parenting like a crazy person. So really, it's all credit to Macy. She really makes it possible. And she also understands and knew my job before we were together. So she knew coming into this what my work lifestyle looks like. And as we've started settling into having Drew, who's 3 months now, I am structuring my days a little bit more. I'll get up early, I'll work a little bit, then I'll help do more stuff with the kids. Like this morning, Macy went to the gym at 6, so I'm up with the kids, getting them ready and doing all that stuff, getting the breakfast done. She comes home, then I hit the gym right before coming here, and I will build my work day around knowing, okay, there's periods where she's got to do stuff, there's periods I've got to do stuff. And then at night, like last night, I was up just working on my iPad, till like 10 o'clock, just clearing stuff.
Yep.
And that's where I find time to like clear my emails or respond to the text message I haven't responded to, and start off with the, I'm sorry that I didn't get back to you today and all that stuff.
My bad.
But it's clearing the tasks.
So do you have a separate iPad that you like, a work iPad?
I have so much stuff.
That's brilliant.
I take I'm on my iPad to my backpack over there. I take it everywhere because the battery life is longer. The battery life's longer. It never has Wi-Fi connectivity issues. It also has a cell signal. And then anytime I'm on a plane, it's far easier to work on an iPad than it is on a laptop.
Well, I know what I'm going to get. I need to get a new laptop anyway, so maybe I'll get a laptop and an iPad.
Yeah, I mean, but you all both work on Apple? Okay, so I have a MacBook Air at the office that's super light, easy to travel with. I'll travel with both of them because my iPad is the iPad Pro. And if I travel with both of them, I can set the iPad Pro up to the MacBook.
And then you can have your double
two screens.
God, I God, I love having 2 screens.
Me too. I love that shit.
Office.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're a psychopath.
Well, I'm so glad.
Learned it in the defense firm.
I know,
like the more you have open, the more you can figure.
Of course. Point two.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
And then you can look at your medical records while you're writing your demands.
Review and respond. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On the
Review
phone
and analysis.
while watching some PI videos.
I still think in 6-minute increments. Like
Same.
I think it never goes away once it's in there.
It really, the longer you do it, the more it stays just like in you, and you really think like, okay, I've been at the office for an hour. I should have gotten more done.
Yeah.
And I'll say to defense attorneys, like when they don't respond to me, I'm like, you can literally get a 0.2 out of this. You can respond to my email or answer my phone, and you can bill literally a 0.2.
Do you want me to send you 2 emails so you can get 2
You know who's the most aggressive about it in our office? Carrie will lose.
aggressive.
So Carrie, she's the most recent changeover to a plaintiff's lawyer. She fucking goes after the defense lawyer. She goes, no, that's your fucking job, man. You bill for this.
I'm not drafting the consent order.
She's like, I'm not fucking doing it. You do it. I lose my mind. It's hysterical.
I've given up on the defense lawyer stuff. And it's not, like, I don't have anything against defense lawyers. I'm not I've drank the Kool-Aid of plaintiff's work guy. I am a business owner, and my business is doing the best possible job for my clients. And I have watched the metaphorical bulldog lawyers down talk and mistreat defense lawyers, judges.
Oh yeah, I hate that shit.
And I know that some of those guys get these, billboard results. And I don't have that in me to disrespect people on the other side, at least not regularly, like not to make it my default.
No, just you be kind. Right?
I find that I get a lot better offers.
Hell of a lot better offers if they like you.
Because I'm going to fuck something up, and I'm going to need grace in return.
Yep.
So I typically offer grace because usually my fuck ups will be more catastrophic because I don't have a whole bunch of insurance money behind me.
And I warn my clients, and I'll tell them on intake, I'll say, look, if you want somebody that's a screamer and is super drama, I'm not your girl. I'm very law-based. I'm very friendly. I catch more flies or bees, whatever, with honey.
100%. I was that's what I say too.
I was like, if somebody screws you over or does something bad, I will take them to task
gloves
for
off.
it. But I'm not, until that happens, I was like, I'm going to advocate for you just by
It's too much effort to be mean.
And you get so much more money for your clients if you're kind. So when I mediate and stuff, and we'll go in, and if I see the defense lawyer and the claimant's lawyer being friendly, and I see kind of that look in the claimant's eye where they're like, what the fuck? I always say, hey, just want you to know this is a very small bar. And it's a work comp setting. Yeah. Very, very small bar. They are going to pay you more if they like your lawyer. Trust me on this.
It's strategic.
It's strategic.
I've had plenty of clients accuse me of you used to work in the defense industry, or you like this defense lawyer. You
sold
blah, blah,
out.
I'm like, look, the more you make, the more I make.
Yeah,
why do you think that? I would undersettle your case and hurt myself too.
Just very short-sighted and not very bright to make the argument.
Proportionally aligned at a specific percentage. I promise you, I want to do the best possible job for you. You got to trust me to do that.
Yeah. And another good piece of advice somebody gave me was because sometimes I'm like, I wish I was feistier like Sarah and Carrie. And somebody said to me a long time ago, just do your personality. Be you, and people then it's natural when you practice law and you communicate. They're like, just do you.
I don't get that feisty. Carrie's fucking crazy. I'll get feisty if somebody fucks with me. Then I'll be like, per my last email, dick face. Then I get feisty.
Per my last email, you don't even have to add the dick face.
No,
you've already put the per.
It makes me feel better to add dick face.
How long has Carrie been out of the defense world?
2 years. Year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably took me a few years to realize I didn't need to be disrespectful.
But she's funny. No,
out.
She's not disrespectful at all. It's only when they're dicks. And instead of being like, man, she'll be like,
respond in kind.
100%. Yeah, no, she is in no way, shape, or form disrespectful. She handles it. I just start
she's just feisty.
Dying laughing. She's a feisty redhead. And you would never expect it because she's so sweet. So when I fucking got some of the emails, I would literally almost spit out my drink and be like, fucking well done. I mean, they were all deserved.
Right.
100%. But I would just ignore it and be like, fucking, I don't have time to write back. And she'd be like, oh, wow. Per OCGA 34.9. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Jesus tits, man.
She's so funny. God, I love her.
She's amazing.
Well, this was so fun. Thanks for coming.
Fun.
Thank you so much for coming on. Yeah. Yes, it does. That bourbon was fucking delicious. I know we didn't talk about it, but I drank all of it.
Here, let me have a little sip.
Well, this has got more water in it, but have his. But we are thankful for you coming on the show.
Well, we've been such good friends for so long.
We've been friends for so long.
I hate to admit it, but I've been sitting around checking my phone weekly trying to figure out when I would earn a spot.
Because I heard you weren't going to bring fucking drinks. So I was like, fuck that guy. He's not coming on.
You wrong.
But you proved me wrong. You brought a beautiful bourbon. It was delicious. I did
prove you wrong.
Thank you. You did. You 100% did. And we're so glad to have had you.
You guys got a great thing going here. And this is a lot of fun.
It's fun.
It's always fun to get to hang out.
It's good to give tips and then talk about current events and our fucking shit show lives.
I thought you were going to say tits. So I was going to be like...
Yes, the tits. It's always great to have
got
tits.
Got them, flaunt them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, why
That's
not?
What I always say.
At this point. Yeah. Fine.
We just got to run around a lot more before I ended up having all these other kids, and it just...
We did. Well, was it...
Just back in the day.
Was it pre-COVID? It was pre-COVID, right?
It was like
when
mid-COVID,
everybody...
I don't remember.
I don't know.
When everybody went crazy?
Yes.
That was before COVID.
All our happy hours are outside.
Yeah, but we were wild pre-COVID.
It was a good
and
crew.
then it just was, God was like, you know what? I'm just going to send the plague down.
Yeah.
You guys, you've done too much.
Truly, just dial it down.
You're fucking done.
June of 2020 was our first happy hour post-COVID.
That was when everybody started to wander back outside.
Yeah.
Georgia got back to not having COVID pretty quickly. And then around, I feel like it was end of May. I feel like somewhere in there we started having happy hours again.
Yeah.
I mean, now look, they were all outside.
Everybody was kind of
a lot of people wouldn't come. I mean, but
I went to every one.
Rebecca
I was like, God, just get me out of the house.
Rebecca and I would go to Bistro Nico, sit as far as we could up against this window on the side bar, just
basically
the two
hiding
of us,
from the
and
restaurant.
have
Just
fucking
crushing white wine.
She'd be like, white wine, red wine, white wine, gin
Once
and
you open the
tonic.
bottle in front of me,
Yeah.
wearing 2 gloves.
I was like, I'll take bourbon and vodka soda. Thank you so much. Just give it. I mean, like we had our own little table and we'd go and I was like, oh, isn't this lovely? Look at us being so perfect outside again.
It was very.
But we did used
it was
to
a
run
weird
around.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a weird time in general, but like it was a weird time to practice law.
When we were on the streets together, it was fun.
Now we're all mature.
Now we're just
we've
old
really
as
grown
fuck
up.
and
We've
tired.
moved on to backyard parties where
Yeah.
you got sake squirt guns and
More sake, more sexy.
Yeah,
more sake. Was it at least cold or was it
No,
hot
it was
sake?
fucking. It was
Like
room
lukewarm
temperature.
sake?
And it was not
When
good.
he
Sake,
pulled
you
it
know.
out, and granted, I got there late, as I stated, so I didn't know. I go, what the fuck are you doing with the squirt gun, man? Like, because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
And Rebecca goes,
Bro, step off.
Yeah, I was like, motherfucker, you want to wrestle? I will fucking take your ass out of the ground right now. Rebecca goes, it's a sake squirt gun. I'm like, Jesus
Was there
fucking
a squirt
Christ.
gun handler or was it the chef himself?
No,
the
the
chef.
chef.
So he's a one-man show. He's
Oh,
out
yeah.
there like
He killed it.
And he'd do it out of
vegetables
nowhere.
in the
He'd
air.
go, sake time. And he'd just start walking around the
Fucking-
table just like shit.
How did the
I
birthday
left.
girl have a good time?
She did.
She always has a good
She
time.
has a great time. She was so precious last
Did she
night.
go out last night with her?
We only went out. We went briefly to Himitsu, which is such a.
It's a lovely place,
It's
but
lovely,
it's
but it's
very,
definitely-
It's a
much
specific
more,
vibe.
It's a specific
There's
vibe.
so
We'll
many
put that.
finance bros.
There's a
there.
lot of.
And I'm old and married. I don't want
Who's
to
the
hang out
member
with
that?
finance
Who's the
bros.
member that goes?
I think Tori.
I have no fucking idea. I don't
She's a
ever go
member.
there.
I feel like Tori knows everybody. else.
Yeah,
She
or
does.
Amy.
Or it could have been either one. I don't know.
What's Amy?
Amy's
Is Amy
boyfriend.
back,
We
or
don't.
is-
Oh, I don't know.
She
Okay.
doesn't do anything.
And
Anyway.
then they went to Johnny's.
Yeah, but we just went for Mary Margaret. Tori and I went.
You still
for-
went to Johnny's last night?
Yeah, I was right.
You
to
were
the-
such a fiend.
She is. She's
I love
amazing.
Johnny.
I went home
I just danced
after the
for
party.
3
I
hours.
was
Good for
like,
you.
I know. I was like, bye.
Good for you.
I didn't go to Himitsu. I was like,
You
I'm
know
going
what?
home.
You've grown up.
I know.
Look
Look
at
at
you,
me,
you
I'm
just
so
grown
mature.
up.
Well, no, me, I was in bed
No
by
sake squirt
11:45.
gun.
No.
No Himitsu.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm
You're
too
not do-
old.
Showing up at a responsible time for you.
Yes.
You
I
did
was
everything
late.
right last
But
night.
you know what? The reason why, let's be honest, it's not because I'm fucking mature. It's because my stomach is shitty and I will die. Rebecca can wake up in the morning and run 4
But
miles after being out till 2 in the morning.
You're from fancy North Carolina. She's from hills of North
I am
Carolina.
from Appalachia. It only became fancy long after I was
yeah.
born. Thank you. We were 3
This
stoplights.
is a hick who was born with a cigarette in her mouth and a bourbon in her hand. That's a very
This
different.
is still me
it's a
right
very
now.
different type of stomach right
I know,
there.
it's true. She's tough.
I trained well and early.
Yes.
Well, Maisie said last night, she's like, I don't really see it with Rebecca. I was like, oh boy. Just
Oh,
wait
boy.
till you find her on the back porch of a bar at
She
2
was
in the
lovely.
morning with
That
a
was the
cigarette.
first time I've hung out with her. She was fantastic.
So fun.
She's great.
She was
Yeah,
absolutely
she's
great. So
great.
congratulations on the
Thanks.
plethora of children
Yeah.
and the new marriage.
Look,
I couldn't be
these
happier.
genes deserve to be back out in the world. You
Yes,
know,
out
They just-
in the
yeah.
wild.
I'm
Yeah.
always sad mine are going to be back out in the world.
No, bitch, we're not. Not even a little bit.
Are you guys going to be a family of e-bikers now? It's like George going to have them, the twins going to have them. You going to grab one?
No.
No.
You guys
Just
should just like
Ryan.
ride to dinners and do,
No.
just really embrace the e-bike world.
She will be killed. No, the answer is no.
Yeah, I need
have
my
you
brain.
met the
I mean,
Just wear the
drivers?
big helmet. It's
No,
fine.
have you met the drivers in Atlanta? How's your biggest case settlement going? Yeah, motherfucker.
Well,
Take
that
it.
was actually Athens.
That's right. I did
Whatever.
make sure, Ryan, I was like, you need to check your life insurance before you read that to the office.
and
Please,
probably
thank you.
your UM.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah. We have that. Yeah, we're.
You got to bump
But
it
I am
up.
gonna
You gotta
double
bump
check
up.
it just in case.
How about everybody just gets off fucking bikes, okay? Like
We're
Atlanta.
saving the
Look,
environment.
just recognize where you're riding. Take
Yeah.
your e-bike somewhere else.
Yeah.
We can't be trusted. As the drivers in Atlanta, we cannot be trusted with bicyclists.
I probably couldn't
We
be
know
last
that.
night.
We're not
I'm not
proud
gonna
of
lie,
it.
driving home from Rebecca's sake sexy.
We want you to bike. We
Yeah.
just know that we can't handle it.
No, we
you know?
can't.
And the bike lanes are always too narrow. It's really like, why even
Well,
have them?
They're a hazard in themselves.
Yeah.
You know, like you're really like, it's about as wide as this table. I'm like, what person is responsibly riding in the center of that? And what person is driving 6 inches away from
And
them
Americans are fat. Nobody's asses
And
are
all of
that
our cars
small.
are fat.
Yeah.
We all have like Tahoes and stuff
Oh,
like
my
that.
car's
driving around.
gigantic.
No one's driving around in those tiny
Okay,
cars. like we
guys,
used
we're
to.
done with
Are we
you.
gonna-
I'm done
Yeah.
with both of you. All right, so we're running out of time. But we love you and thank you so much for
love you
coming.
guys.
It was
Thank you guys for
fantastic.
having
Thank
me.
you for the tips for our listeners, especially our male dad listeners. So it makes up a huge
Is that your
Very
big
well.
demographic?
Very well.
That is
Yeah.
our demographic,
Yeah.
for sure.
Get a good wife.
Getting a wife who knows way more about parenting than you do.
Also true. But thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you all for joining us. And catch us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Fucking thank God. Wherever you get your podcast, we will be there. So thank you for joining us and happy spring.
Happy spring.
Happy spring.
Happy pollen season.
Woo!